His name's Rhapsody, my name's Teak, and we back for more Super Auto Pets. After a really lovely game yesterday, where I really think that we started off on the right foot of advancing our quest for knowledge, and in particular for kind of lines, a little bit of guiding lines, a little bit of highlight, a little border, just a sense of where we can go in our quest through the game. And our big learning was this horse might be worth looking at.
Dude.
It's tempting.
I'm down. Despite all of the slander I put the way of early resummon builds, definitely one of the first things I did when I picked up the game was like, okay, horse, and then everything that says resummon, so your cricket and obviously the B spell.
But I think, and we didn't talk about this last time, I think there's a middle ground. One of the things that we ran into is that our board was overcommitted to a strat that was kind of going extinct. But you could kind of do, if you have 3 of your board positions committed to strong resummoning synergies, you can still have 1 or 2 slots that are just stats or that are doing something else, right? We just got to a dead end because we had 3 or 4 of our units all committed to a strategy which we could no longer improve.
Yeah,
and so
exactly.
It's somewhere in the middle to where you've got the bridge started. You've got that first plank down. That's what I'm thinking. We have Mosquito. Mosquito's the damage. Mosquito's not a resummon. I'm thinking of Cricket.
So the cricket would be the 1/2 that summons a 1/1 on its death. The horse gives a attack to a unit until the end of battle when it is summoned. I mean, we could take the horse and then roll.
We also have a honey jar. Like, worst case, we can make a summon. That might be worth a lock, actually. If we're gonna try to force this, that might be the lock.
I'm down with trying this. Do you want to take the horse and roll?
I like horse roll. Yeah.
All right. That do it.
There's a cricket.
Cricket go on board. It become a 2/2. It summons a 2/1 when it dies. We have the option of getting a 3/3 on board or even just using the honey.
How does honey work with horse? Will it get the effect?
It won't. The horse will be off the board when the honey comes in. Okay. However, we can just get this to summon 2 2/1s. It's probably going
which is certainly
to be
strong
conceded
right
in the
now.
first round. Because the problem is 2 of those die to a unit that has 3 health, and a lot of people try and field 3 healths very specifically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, I hadn't thought about trying to optimize specifically the first 2 fights, but that's very doable, isn't it? In that case, do you ever just buy fish here for that reason?
Fish, I think, yeah.
And honestly, especially if we think horse is sticking around, what's its weakness? It's got crappy stats. So fish is a mechanism by which we can try to extend it slightly. Oh yeah, and it's a 3/3 right now too, thanks to the power of the pony. And the names in this game are like
the talkative fussbots.
Quick.
I mean, I like that there's streamers as well in there and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are the names you end up with, though.
Video game.
Oh, no, that's not a good creature for it to go on, but I think...
Oh, gosh.
We tie.
We do tie. I'll take a tie. Because we knew that round was going to be kind of meh. Like, we expect big stats to win fairly early. Although, last time, only crickets all the time. Rush a tier 2. That's not even bad.
It's... Ooh.
Or do we rush a tier 3? Do we wait for next turn and rush the tier 3? Is that better?
I like rushing the tier 3. There's more resummons. There's the spider. There's the ram. There's... I mean, there's not dog. Dog's on 2.
Proposal, then.
Yes?
Proposal is... Cricket and pony fill the board, and then play the honey on the fish, and then just roll. You could also put it on one of the ponies, or you could put it on one of the crickets. So the reason is that we're gonna have a full board.
So I agree. I definitely think we lock one of those. We get the horse on board and the cricket on board.
Okay.
I think that's so
we're amenable to this line. Yeah.
Yes. I think the honey doesn't want to go on the fish because we live in a
Mm.
world where it's entirely possible that next turn we sell that fish.
Right. That's true. Maybe we just don't want to do the level up thing. It was an investment in our first fight and potentially hitting a triple, but it's outlived its usefulness. That makes sense.
Whereas
It was just
the
stats.
honey,
It was stats on board.
exactly. Whereas the honey can be an extra summon from someone who is always going to summon, and it's a
True.
3/1 out on board.
True. And we'll stay that way. Okay. I'm about it. And that lets us roll another spell too. The only reason I was thinking of this cheeky fish play was just in case, like, I guess I'm playing around like Hedgehog or something. So where the enemy AoEs. Oh, but then you have space, right? I don't know. I don't know what I guess I was playing around somebody sniping a cricket before the fish dies, but that's so unlikely at this phase, right?
Yeah.
You just go for the double summon.
That's a bit later for us. Would you lock for the second fish here?
I don't think so. I don't.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
right?
Think about this. We are losing out on one potential tier 2. The total cost, even assuming we get lucky on rolls, is 6, and then we can sell for 2. So total cost of 4 to give +1/+1 to a bunch of units who resummon. You know, it's kind of awkward, right? We basically only care about doing that for the horse, and we only wanted to set it up in case it was very convenient to do. And if I were looking at 2 fish right here, I might go ahead and lock. You know, it's just it's probably okay, right?
If it was the 2 of them, I would feel more comfortable about that. But we also live in a world where it's competing on its slot, not only for all the 2 tiers that we might roll next turn, but also for horses and crickets that we might not care about another cricket, but we definitely care about horses right now.
Yep, exactly. That's also a way to get stats on the horse, is to just put 3 together. 100%.
And we
100.
We absolutely must.
And it shall be done. Oh my. Wow. They did the thing, actually, that I worried about. It turned out well, luckily.
Did it?
I mean, maybe it didn't turn out well, hindsight being as it is, behind me. Actually, no.
Yeah, the second horse dying.
The double Moscow. The random damage pretty good there.
Yeah, Mosquito did work.
So what do we think what does Dirty Rat do?
So Dirty Rat gives the opponent a 1/1 Dirty Rat whenever it dies. So it's
why does
high
that betray
on stats.
them?
Well, because it goes for the enemy. It summons it to the opponent that betrays him.
I thought. I see. It's betraying us.
Well,
who's getting betrayed here?
The rat by being killed, and as a result, they swap team. 1/1 Dirty Rat. I mean, that's my headcanon for it at the absolute least. I think we definitely get.
I just don't understand the text at all. Okay, so they just get a 1/1. It doesn't do anything. I guess, and in theory, it could be good for you because it's a crappy unit. But okay.
Theoretically.
Wow, that's a lot of stats.
So here's a mechanical thing that I would like to mention. If we bought this cricket and put it on top of a cricket that's already in the field, it would not count as a friend summoned, so it wouldn't get any stats from the horse. So instead, merge these 2 and then put this in a free slot. And then merge it in.
Nice. And then it keeps the stats for this roll. Simply put it on the board, sucker.
Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. That is a sheep. Feints to summon 2/2 rams. Oh, sorry, did I say 2/2? I meant 4/2. So we're going to be collecting wins for a while.
Do we, no, we're not fainting anything here.
Do we give it honey?
We can't, we just can't summon that many units, right? How the heck are we gonna?
We can.
We put it behind the cricket and hope that nobody runs Mosquito ever again.
Summons 2. Well, the mosquitoes aren't going to kill the sheep.
They're 1 damage or are they 2 damage? They're 1.
1 at the moment. 2 if they triple. I mean, I'm happy to roll, to be clear. We could also just get away from the honey.
I feel like we want to hit a pony. I'm just worried about body is the thing that I'm struggling with at this point. Like we're making all this damage, and you would hope that if you're doing a ton of damage, it doesn't matter that everything is pretty flimsy because you'll just end up tying at least. It's kind of like running Helm of Ares in Storybook Brawl, right? You're not You're not going to lose very often, but you also reduce the chance that you win.
Yeah, exactly. You just need to have more bodies than the enemy in that instance, which we thankfully do. Do we want to get a 1-1 on cricket as well as move it towards possibly upgrading to level 3? It'll be on the board for a while.
I don't despise it. We could at least lock it. Are we strong enough?
I think we are strong enough, but I don't know if we want to give up money. Do you sell the fish
and just put it in front? Might just be better.
That's an interesting point.
Right? And then we get another roll here to look for Pony.
Let's do it.
I kind of like it. And this also makes our board easier to work with. I kind of like having a potential combinable unit like that. Pony! Hi, Pony! Do you freeze them both? It's worth?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you freeze all 3?
Yeah.
My first run, I just bought everything that said resummon and it was bad. Buy everything that says resummon.
Well, but what if you just roll into everything that says resummon?
Yeah, maybe it's good enough in that case. Yeah, I mean, more mosquitoes. Stop slaying our ponies. It's so annoying.
I needed that.
Do we lose then? No, because of the ram, right? I think we're okay.
Probably not because of the ram, but...
Maybe we're hitting some pretty nasty breakpoints, not gonna lie.
Constantly under by 1.
Woody.
Wow, I thought we were so far ahead right now.
Me too. But we're just getting outstatted straight up. Like they're just hitting the breakpoints. They're hitting the breakpoints. Camel. Do we use it?
So, I don't think we use camel here. My proposal is horse goes on board, we merge the 2 crickets, then put the spider down.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Do we need to be buying more like win the match spells? Is that what's missing in this particular run? It worries me that we've already lost twice and tied once.
Yeah, it's definitely not buoying my spirits though.
But is that kind of what this game is like? One thing that I have wondered playing this game is because of the asynchronous aspect and the like chase 10 victories, do people just kind of like throw builds on the board? And is it expected that you often lose fairly early and then it's more rare to kind of get through? In other words, could you ladder streak this game? Could you expect to win multiple times in a row, or is that just not something that you could expect doing?
I wish I could give you an answer to that, but I don't know if I have a grasp of the answer of that just yet. I don't know exactly how repeatable it can be. Yeah.
That's my big unknown. I honestly am looking at this and I'm wondering if, like, do we really want, based on what we've been seeing, I worry that having 2 slots which are ponies and 3 slots which are resummons is just making us too thin to enemy comps that have stats. And I'm trying to figure out what single thing we could splash to where we stack up a little better against the one thing that just has stats. And that's why I've been thinking about these spells, right? Maybe it's we like put a meat bone on 1 unit.
So I think the comparison point in my mind is meat bones 5 more damage. If we take the spider, it gets 2 damage from this horse. It's a 4-2 on board, and then it resummons a 4-2. So I think that our stats are represented by our resummons.
But how much better is that than what we're doing right now? Because we have to combine the crickets.
I don't think we're getting the crickets. So I actually think we change that plan into horse goes on board, gets 3-1, merges in. This is now a 6-4. And then put the spider on.
I like that better. Getting like actually genuinely adding another resummon. Yeah, I'm about it. And then we get some temp stats on that pony because it was a resummon for the round. Yeah. Okay. This feels much less likely to just lose, huh?
Yeah. I feel pretty confident, although I felt confident last round.
That's a problem, right?
Oh, we got
just flim.
Don't you
maybe
dare
we just
snipe anything. Sorry?
Maybe we just got kind of unlucky. I'm thinking back to previous round, kind of comparing the lines and thinking about them and comparing the lines. And maybe we got kind of unlucky with our early fights, because I'm looking at this and I'm like, wow, stats on board are performing really, really well.
Yeah.
Also, mosquitoes have been surprisingly effective in a meta so dominated by pony.
Yeah, it's like a 3-2 that manages to get one of its attack outside of order.
Yep.
That goes on a resummon build quite effectively, the Ox.
It does. It does.
And
wow.
it wields meat so effectively.
Is that the play? That's the play, right? Now we combine the crickets. We put that in there, like maybe in front of, maybe right behind the spider.
Love it.
Just in case it summons something that buffs it further. And that's finally where we get the stats. And that's what we were missing, right? That's what we were missing, was something. Okay. Finally finding a way for resummon build. You know, later on we've got Shark as a thing, which can help us deal with the big single carries. But yeah, that's. Oh, but we kind of messed up there.
Oh, how?
Because doesn't it get melon armor? We just gave it a bone attack. This is an impossible mechanic to remember.
This
no one has ever remembered this.
There's a it didn't used to work like that, and I remember the old mechanic. Does that work?
It's old mechanic. There's like a bail out the content creator box somewhere. This changed in beta.
It's like the card in Gremlins Inc., the excuse-o-matic. It's just you twist the handle and out comes an excuse for why the diplomatic process wasn't completed.
Oh man. I mean, well, economy's probably not important.
Probably not. Kangaroo would get pretty big with the Ox attacking 2 in head of it, or anyone with resummons attacking. We could also move our way up to possibly getting a level 3. And level 3s actually matter a little bit, because there is a unit that gets stronger by 2/2 every round if you have a level 3.
Wow, really? Oh, that's pretty sweet.
It's a 4 cost.
Let's do the cricket. I don't want to. I think the kangaroo is too flimsy, and we don't really have space for it. I like the cricket play. Plus, it lets me quickly move on from the fact that we put meat in this melon cow. I can't think about it. I just. The problem is it's gonna taunt. No, we both thought it was a good plan.
I'm sorry to the Ox.
That we forced it to eat meat. It's clearly vegetarian. Oh man. I'm so sorry.
It's got enough damage, it's fine.
Yeah, it's pretty beefy. Dang.
That's beef, baby.
The carries. You know, if we still win in spite of this, then we can prove that there is 3 gold of leeway.
At the absolute least.
Okay.
Pretty hard.
Never dog, right?
Never dog. So
it's way too late.
Not only way too late, but we are going to be locked on board with wanting resummons and things that buff the resummons. Whereas this doesn't get particularly large in the middle of a battle. It doesn't permanently keep those statistics, but you have to have an open slot constantly that you are incentivized to buy units into and then sell from for the sake of the dog, which is just not what we want to do here.
Hey, where are we putting the whale? If we
Great question.
Because I'm assuming that that's so good that you just take it for a build like this, right?
Extremely. The sheep is a really good target for that because then it gives you a resummon, which gives you 2 resummons. So you end up with so many statistics out of it. Obviously, it killing the sheep, it doesn't get to summon 2 rams at the very start of the battle. But it's definitely good enough. You can also put it behind the spider, which is
I mean, what are we replacing? Because we have to delete something from the board, right?
Yeah,
it feels like pony's still too relevant. Like we don't have a good way to juice our summons yet, other than pony.
Yeah, we absolutely need to keep the pony. It would have to be the spider in that instance, I think. Then
I guess so, right? Because the cricket's kind of an investment yet. Yeah.
I think this one's.
Ooh, you start combining it. Is it worth? Oh, hold up. What if we field 2 of them? If we think we're getting rid of spider potentially anyway for future investments like whale, maybe this is
So we
Maybe
could.
this is sell the ox so that we don't have to think about what we've done. Put the ram in.
The ox. I think the ox guaranteed hitting for a 7-2
No,
times right now is
it's
too
too good.
good.
Yeah. No, I agree. I
I also
firmly
think,
agree.
like, what is our board placement if we end up selling something to put the sheep on board? Because I worry that if we can't sell the ox, then it has to be the spider, and then the sheep doesn't summon 2 things in that slot anyway. So,
but maybe it's good enough that that's just okay, and that makes it easier to work with our board. You know what I mean? It's like we just get the 1 ram, and that's actually fine.
but it's a downgrade on our board though.
Well, what we could do is we could put the cricket up front and lose out on a honeybee. And then have the rams behind the ox, so we get the full value of all of them.
I think maximum
so all of these things are pretty marginal, right? But mostly I'm trying to figure out how to buy this sheep right now so that we have maximum space to reroll into the rest of the stuff we want.
I think it goes over here.
You just go ahead and put it on.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
It's better than one of the other ones if we want the gold, and it's better on board, but we don't necessarily want the gold yet, and it's not better on board yet.
Right. Yeah. No, all of these things were it was an exploration of, can we do a bridging play here, right? Because that's the big thing that I've been learning is important is how can I get myself ready to get out of this place?
Yep.
There's another ox.
There it is.
Thinking about it.
I think we could totally think about it. I think we could think about it all the way to taking it and then rolling 2 times and seeing what we lock.
Yeah, I don't mind that because that unit is kind of keeping us alive against pure stats, and we could even triple. There's the whale. Wow, and another sheep. It's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sick.
That's gonna be so good next turn.
I'm pretty happy with that. Not gonna lie. So we're gonna eat the upgraded sheep then? I would take it. It's got to be the play, right?
We must feint it, and then it will give us 2 4/4 rams, and then we merge those, and then we get another sheep, and then we kill it, and then it gives us more rams, and then we merge the rams in, and then we get an upgraded. That'll do it. See? We got the ram in the front position anyway.
That's so lucky. Hey, we're just beefing up that ox.
Uh-huh.
My ox versus your ox. Whose ox wins? Unfortunately, it's our oxes. But I think... Oh, I don't know. I don't actually know if we... Are we just tying?
Yeah, we do. No, we totally win.
Oh, gosh. No, you're right. We've done it. You did it, Goku.
They just didn't have enough resummons. They got the triple on the horse, but... No resummons. All right.
But we didn't lose, which means we don't get to do snail things. Scorpion, I don't know if we can fit, right? It just feels like it's not too hard to get in there. Although it kind of does what we want the ox to do, except it's not as flexible in positioning. You have to get the position right. That's the weakness. I don't think I like buying that here, man. I think it's too hard to work around.
I agree.
Yeah. I do like the whale, though.
I think we sell the spider for the whale, though.
Get the whale in there. Wow.
Okay. Whoa. He is possibly a brain blast.
Okay.
Do we put the turtle in front of horse and then kill it with a sleeping pill because the horse needs to live?
Yes. I love that, actually. It's a lot of cost, but we literally lose if that doesn't happen. You know, it's like, yeah.
Love it. I love finding the position for the play like, whoop.
There's a cricket. Holy crap.
That bison's almost growing to level 2 every single round. If we get that cricket, it'll do it.
Yo, lock. And does that make us strong enough that we can then lock canned food?
I think so.
I think so, right? And then that sets us up for future pivot.
So that becomes... And then we replace... I guess we're replacing ox with bison?
It's got to be, right?
It's 2/2 every round. There's so many 2/2. Yeah.
Is it good enough? Is it good enough? How many rounds are we going to get out of this thing?
So we will be keeping the cricket for a pretty long period of time. The only problem is we're also keeping the horse, we're also keeping the whale, we're also keeping the sheep. So
It gives us no room to maneuver, right?
It gives us no room to maneuver for a bit. However, harkening back to something that you mentioned at the start of the game, if we have like the buff resummoner and then a couple resummons, we can just have a flex slot that's like, I am a big unit, please. There's the exit. And I feel like, so what's our next upgrade? What's our next like big modification to this board? Obviously, if we've got a max level cricket and then a bison on board, it's like more sheep, more whale, more horse. The next buff resummon that we really care about is turkey on level 5 in 2 rounds time.
Yeah.
And then shark.
But at that point, you're starting to think about getting rid of bison. You know, it's like a 10-10. 12-12. This is where it gets weird. Because what do we expect that ox to be on the board? It's going to be
it'll be a 10-10 as soon as we put it down. If we take the canned food, at end turn, it becomes the 10-10. So next turn.
Right. Oh, no, I'm talking about the ox that's in our board right now.
Oh, right, yeah, this.
It's like a 7 that gets to attack twice.
7/5 attacks twice, yeah.
Is it a 7 or is it's friend ahead? Well, that depends on if this thing. No, we expect it to be a 6.
Oh, right. Where did it get to extra attack last round?
Because we were getting multiple attacks out of the cricket, I think. Or we were getting multiple attacks. Or did we had the spider? Oh, it had spider that summoned sheep that summoned ram.
Yeah, so it got
but we don't expect that. We usually expect 2. We usually expect 2. And so, yeah, the ox starts to fall off hard, huh?
Yep.
Okay. The thing that I'm investigating here is that bison, like, it needs to really pull weight if we're going to put it on the board, because our board is so constrained on spaces. Constrained on space.
But one reason to talk about like when is the next upgrade to our board, is it turkey at level 5, which I kind of think it is.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Is we have 2 turns before there, or rather we have 1 turn before there, and then we might not hit even turkey immediately. So bison is another unit that is quite powerful on board right now, but it broadens our tolerance of things we can accept, because every other bison's great as well.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, cool. All right.
Send them in.
I was with this all along. I just was really thinking about stats. And one thing that's not clear to me is like, is there a chance in the next round that we run into someone who has just a 16-16? Because I remember right about this time running into a kangaroo who was literally a 17-14. Or like, there's a 13-11, right? And that's just a hedgehog.
Oh no!
And we can't.
They've got a hedgehog in the front line that does the melon armor, and then the other one. Oh, you.
Oh no. Times are. I don't think we're winning this guy.
Come gather round, people, wherever you run.
The good news is it takes us an eternity to kill this. So we get at least some value first. But yeah.
Sayonara, board.
Oh man, and it barely leaves the elephant alive. Oh god, our whole board is gone, dude. We got slaughtered by this build. And look at their stats. This was my concern, right? This is my concern, is that right now they have a 19-19 spider. Is a 10-10 buffalo. Actually, it's a 21-23. It's too big. It's too big, Rhaps. We have to be faster somehow. What have we done wrong? It's just not enough tempo somehow. We have to figure out how to hybridize big stats on board with setup.
I think we got hard counted in that fight. I'm not certain that's as much a treatise on how this will work.
Okay, but even imagine without the hedgehog situation, that back line is still a 21-23. How well does our board fare against that ever? Just have a 1-21-23. It's taken out like 4/5 of our whole team.
So if the horse hadn't died, we like all of these resummons come out as 7/4s, and this comes out
a good point.
and summons. This is a 7/4 that summons 2 7/4s. So I don't think we were as bad against it as we looked. I think that's just like out of order dismantles us. So this was a hedge play against that, but like You
They
couldn't
had
have
double.
expected the hedgehog into the
Double.
upgraded hedgehog.
No, nobody wants double hedgehog. Okay, that's how you get dark knuckles. You know, it's like no, that's too much. You just no.
Exactly.
Yeah. One hedgehog is plenty.
That'll get you into
Well,
06. Should we
do
still
we
take
stick
the
with the
canned
play?
food? I think we should, to be entirely honest.
I feel like we're committed. Yeah.
I'm almost at the point of like, I'm certain this is the right play in terms of power this turn.
Yeah.
Which I shouldn't be.
Yeah.
But I think I am.
And also at some point in time, how much time do we want to spend thinking about a game to where we have 1 life left and 7 games to win? You just gotta roll the dice at some point, right? Hey, what's Dugong do?
Dugong! So Seal, when it eats shop food, gives 2 random friends +1 and +1.
Oh,
it
that's
is really,
Seal count.
really good if you can afford to put it on board, because then you are incentivized to just buff it every single time, and every single time it gets buffed, other things get buffed.
Yeah. How do you make that stuff more economic other than cow? Like, how do you reduce the cost of food?
You can't.
There's just
as far as I'm aware, it's just
can
cow.
Yeah.
Get on board, Bison.
Get your butt on the board. I guess we're just rolling.
Mm-hmm.
Whalen.
That's pretty good. The resummon giving us the level 2 ability. So it swallows the friend and releases it at level 1 after feigning. But the upgrade releases as a level 2. So
What happens if a whale eats a whale?
So the whale that is eaten, when resummoned, has nothing inside of it. So you just get a 1/1. So it's effectively like eating nothing.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh, because does it go back to front? Or is that just does it go front to back, but then it doesn't preserve the?
I think this game.
I'm sorry, I'm like so put you on the spot.
No, I totally. I appreciate the opportunity. I think in this game everything happens at the same time, and I think I learned that because I put a dodo behind like other units, and the dodo in the back doesn't buff the dodo in the front, because dodo says at the start of battle, give the unit in front of me my attack. So they don't like daisy chain it all the way up for the rest of the team. I think they just all push it at the same time.
Okay.
But that's the end of my turn. Best of luck, board.
Question mark? Who are we up against? It did feel like we almost just got... Like, this enemy had our number, right?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't see any Armageddon effects in our last match.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are. Well, whose summon wins? Like,
this all looks pretty good for us. We take out 2 units at the very front.
Us on the back of this ox? Genuinely? Yeah.
Looks like it.
Large dollar. Big money. Doggy.
Love constantly having a 1 health unit after a trade.
That dog's pretty big, man.
It's true. But it dies to the horse right now. How many more resummons have they got? We've got way more resummons. Yeah, we're fine. So...
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot. We have whale, and they have no way to get back to pony.
Mm-hmm.
And our pony gets 2 hits. Oh, and the dog has not that much health. We got him. Gucci, man.
We'll summon a bunch more of them. Beautiful.
Meh. 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 Pony stands alone in a field of melons. 7 ponies stand in a circle in a field of melons. There was a dentist smiling. Cast in jade. Now what? What if we do double whales on the board?
So what was the second whale going to eat?
We have to sail something. There's nothing good.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no play. There's no play for it yet. Probably we buy it though, right? Or is that? Do we need to?
Especially because it gives us the ability to spike to a 6. It's definitely important in my mind to...
I tell you what I know, that I know definitely. You know how sometimes you're playing Storybook and you're like, it doesn't... I'm just committed no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just committed no matter... I simply am dwarves now. We simply are resummons now. Now the question is, Is there anything that we could sell temporarily to put +4/+4 on that bison with a cow? Because that's actually pretty solid. But the answer, I think, is no, right? There's no space.
Yeah, it's so
No wiggle.
difficult. Like, it feels like just stack those and hope we win again.
What it would be is we would sell. Wait. We might be into something here, though. We would sell cricket
So that the bison never buffs again?
so that the bison never buffs again, because it's not going to be part of our board in 3 turns. We would sell cricket for 3 to buy cow for 3 to get +4/+4, which is better than +2/+2. That's our next 2 turns of buffs, and then that opens a spot on our board. That would be the avenue to replace them in 2 turns. That would be the avenue to replace them in 2 turns. Not sure if that's what we care about.
Man.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now, I don't know that it's correct, but it is an avenue. Other avenue is to take this bison and just hit our hits.
I think you're correct. I think that, because I think you're right. Bison goes off board next turn, basically.
At this point, we want to be finding turkeys. You know, we want to be finding our 5s. We want to find sharks. We want to find turkeys.
Exactly. And what's turkey going to want us to have on board? Sheep, whale.
Yeah.
We can keep those. Let's.
Yeah.
Friggin' let's.
You believe.
I super believe. However, we also need to consider the amount of money that we're actually going to be spending this turn, right? Because we're buying the cow. We're definitely buying the sheep as well. The sheep is ultimately going to go into the cow space, in my mind, at the absolute least, because then we get the most stats out of it as possible.
Yeah.
After
selling this cricket and buying and selling cow, we're at +1 gold. So we'll be at 7. So we could still buy sheep and buffalo. But maybe we're not buying bison, actually, right?
Yeah, exactly. So then it comes down to, are we rolling or are we taking a pair? Do we want to lock a pair and then roll at that point?
What's Croc? What's Croc?
So Croc is at the start of the battle, deals 7 damage to the last enemy.
Oh, wait.
It's a good sniper.
And it's an 8/5 too. What if our play is sell cricket, buy cow, double buff, presumably bison, right? Or what if it's sell cricket, buy cow, sell cow, the milk is still there, buy Croc, buff Croc because they can stay around longer, and now we've just got 2 big units in the front, either of which is replaceable as we hit turkey or shark or other hits.
I think that makes us weaker than just putting the sheep on board instead. Because this comes out as a 6/2 that summons 2 4/2s.
Okay. So it's sell cricket, buy cow, double buff the bison, sell cow, buy sheep. And we can easily afford that. No problem. Oh, but we don't want to lock the pair, right?
I'm not certain we double buff the bison, though. Because if we do intend on taking that back off board, we can put it on horse or whale. Horse attacks 2 times with that as well.
Yeah. And whale is sticking around. I would rather do whale, I think. Well, I see the thing with horse because of the melon armor, but I think whale better. Because horse has a good chance of coming off the board. At some point. I would rather run 2 turkeys than the horse, right? But the whale's going to be here. And we really don't want the whale to die early. That's pretty important. And so that's a nice hedge against environmental effects.
I think we also take this opportunity to roll.
Roll and hopefully just hit a hit.
That's a turkey, baby.
Hit a freaking hit, baby. Okay. What was sushi again? I just cannot remember this food to save my life.
1/1.
Right. So we want this turkey, and we kind of want the turkey now. But do we replace bison now then?
I think we have to.
Right? And turkey in the back then? Or like that? And I guess we have a free roll then. Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, I just really don't want this to die right now because this is the trajectory.
Yeah. Bambi is here, by the way, if we wanted to summon a bus twice.
And bosses are pretty good because they do come out default with splash attacks, so they have the ability to push damage through.
Yeah.
The sheep are a really good setup for fly, but we could easily just lock this and then merge 2 sheep next turn and then put the deer on board and be happy about it.
I like deer as a whale target here because of the splash attack. It just helps us deal with enemy boards that look similar. We come out ahead, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally agree.
And then we could go like frontline deer, whale, sheep, and then our buffers.
They have no resummons other than the sheep. That's good. Oh no, wait. But the whale lives.
31-8.
Yeah.
That's the world's largest turtle. We have to one-shot it or we simply die, I think. It's a big boss, mate. Oh, no. Oh,
God,
no.
It is very big boss. But it's fine. Our penetrative attacks are fine there.
I don't know, man. I think we're dead.
No, not
Ellen?
necessarily. Yes, necessarily we're dead. Yeah, because, yeah.
I think we're pretty hosed.
That's a 2 trader right there.
You know what? GG. Salty run back? One more. Fast.
Salty run back.
Salty run back. Fast. Nothing happened. Click through.
We never signed anything. We won 4 matches at the same time.
I'm building more and more. I'm building the intuition that we should just try to play 50 rounds of this game. Like the best thing that we could do would just be because we've got our generic ideas of some of the lines now. We just need to play more. So like here, we're looking at 2 fish. Do you just take the 2 fish because you're building stats on board and that opens us up? And then we look for a unit that calls our name. But there's otter, but that's what we did before and it didn't work out.
It worked out. It's just after that, it didn't work out.
Right, because we couldn't get out of it. It's the strongest turn that we can build, that's for sure.
I was trying to swap their positions.
That's so rude. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I would have done the same thing. You wanted to put the big one in it might work out. It might work out.
The naughty bagpipes.
It might work out. Watch this +1/+1 works out better this way. Bet.
Oh, you are absolutely illegal. Go to jail.
Straight to jail.
Of course, we anticipated this, and that's why I did.
It was a meta play. Is to go down on units on board because I freaking said so.
I mean, they are. Health.
Are we? I mean, are we beavers now?
Do we want to be beavers? I've never been beavers before. Maybe it's time to be beavers.
Just slap those suckers on the board. What could go wrong? It's meta scaling, baby. It's tempo.
Lock the apple and roll.
Oink.
Are we oinking?
I really hope not. Maybe we are oink. We could oink. Absolutely oink. Just absolutely oink about it. Do beavers give a random teammate health?
Yeah, 2 random teammates get +1 HP when they are sold. So I think we are going to have to remove the pig from board when we want to actually do something like that. But what we're really going to be doing is selling it for 2 gold on a turn where we're upgrading to level 2 units on board.
Man, they just put both of those crickets on there and they're 2 stonks. Do we have them anyway, though? We got them.
Oh my god.
The break points, baby.
If any of our previous matches had this kind of an opening where you just win the first 2 matches.
We would win, yeah. Man. On the back of freaking water animals and a pig. The pig's like water. There's a dodo there. Water. Nice and early. And we've got things that are going to get stat. Yeah, that's true. And it's right on time, isn't it?
It's right on time. And we actually might be able to leave part of our board open. Summon, resummon, sell, summon, resell. It costs 1 gold to give dog +1 health or +1 attack by buying or selling a pig, which isn't great, but it gets a better proposition later.
So I like this dog play. The question is, do we combine our beavers? Or do we just go ahead and sell?
I mean, we might still want to triple the beaver before we sell it.
Right. I'd be down.
Let's do it.
Combine doggo. And then pig. Oh. But
so
we
the pig won't buff the dog because it won't be a summon unless we sell this pig first. We could lock it and roll.
Feels like we want to see more dog. Or like a level 2 summon. Maybe what is this just is this just sell pig, buy pig? Are we just swapping pigs in place?
So if we had a little bit more incentive, yes, but that still puts us one gold down for one either attack or health on this character. It's permanent, which is nice, but I think we can also do that by just selling the otter and putting the pig on board.
True. Maybe we're out of otters then. I like that. And that leaves us in for triple pig possibilities. I like that a lot. I'm about that. And then we get the full reroll. I mean, we could just put a resummon with the honeybee.
Yeah, there's nothing awfully wrong with that, but it's the 4 gold. It's like, is this better than the average next store? I agree. And I don't think it is.
I agree. I think we just reroll here. Have a pony. There's elephant if we wanted to do elephant things. We don't have any synergy with it yet. But it does have large stats.
I'm gonna make a pitch here.
It's meat.
I think it's cupcake.
Cupcake on this round on the fish?
No, on the pig behind it.
Okay. I like it. I'm sold. You consider me pitched.
So
just win this round.
Yeah, exactly. If we win this round, that'll bear apart. It'll demonstrate exactly what I'm trying to get across here. But I think we can just buy the round with that right now. Not if that kills 2 units. God damn it.
Pretty brutal.
Oh, I should have just added it to the front unit.
The fish. It's a big kangaroo, mate. Yeah. What do you...
Gonna need a whole bunch of drop ears to take that down.
You ever think about just like cold-faced, total dry delivery, just renaming animals into random things? Oh, it's a bouncy kicker that one is. You hate to see it.
Oh, yeah. I've called them Chaswasses. Yeah, they're definitely in that realm. I've done it mostly with Pokemon, though. Like, just going through the indexes. Like, yeah, I'm not going to pick Sad Onion Dog. What are you talking about? I could have Rad Fire Friend.
The key is that you must deliver as if it is and has always been the name. There has never been another name. It has always just been Sad Onion Dog.
If anyone tries to say Bulba, you're like, the hell are you talking about?
Sorry,
that's an absurd name. What?
Bulba?
Why would they? No. Gosh.
Is that a new gen?
I don't look at the new gens.
Yeah, I'm an old gen. That's right.
I'm leaning towards reroll here.
Okay. I like it.
Largely
we have more lives than we have ever had. So we've doing something right. That being said, right now my brain is like, keep rolling, and that sucks because it's so early, right? It feels like we should be making plays.
It does, but like we've got 3 doubles on board and nothing wants to come along for the ride. So
I guess we could put the pigs together. Yeah.
Yes. I think we should join the pigs and then get the duck.
And then be ready to sell it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's also just a buff to the dog, but yeah, just ready to sell it. Oh, there we go.
Nice. And now sell the duck, buy the beaver, put the beavers together. And then put a random whatever on the board. I'm listening. I'm ready.
Do we? Because next turn we are level 3. We would spike a 4 with the joining of those 2 beavers at that point.
Good point. Good point. Okay. New plan. Freeze the beaver.
Freezer.
Sell the duck.
Bye-bye, duck.
buy the ant. What does it even do?
Gives a random friend +2/+1. So you
Buy
could
the
then
ant.
take that and yeah, okay.
Delete the ant.
Goodbye, ant. Had to be on that unit. We
And
are
be
playing a minion
one
now.
gold short of putting an elephant on the board.
That'll happen.
Let's us get some rolls.
Yeah,
That's not
exactly.
bad.
I thought that was leading into rolls to try and set up for these triples to be able to spike more 4s next turn, which I'm totally fine with, especially in the position we're currently in.
Seems like it could be pretty strong, right?
We will lose.
We can
this
afford
round,
to die
be
one
clear,
time
though.
here. Yeah, which I'm at peace with. I've decided.
I've decided
So
this
maybe
is
we
okay
were-
by me.
Maybe then we were supposed to just buy, sell, buy, sell.
Yeah, so
Right, like, and then
when-
put the ant in and then paint.
whenever I try and do this strategy, I find myself in the position of like I roll a bunch of times in a turn, and then I get to the end of the turn, and I'm like, I would have been better off if I just bought and sold a bunch of things. Uh-oh. Oh man.
Actually, we got real close. Real freaking close.
Come on, summon something that just kills the unit backwards immediately. Oh, that's annoying.
That could happen, right? Like, if we had left some kind of after effect, an after image. Okay. Well, we start to
So-
create units.
We are now in the world where Rabbit is actually kind of okay. Friend eats shop food, give it +2 health. We have the Beaver, which is about to give a bunch of health to the board as well. And then Salad Bowl would have 2 units getting +1/+2.
So buy Beaver into the open slot,
Mm-hmm.
then combine, see what we're looking at. Potential Rabbit. Try to do food thing.
We summon, we combine.
We've never tried this type of animal husbandry. I'm kind of excited.
Oh.
Yo! Rabbit squirrel synergy?
Rabbit squirrel synergy.
Sell the oinker, never get to 3.
I think we need to sell the Beaver.
Sell the beaver. Buy. Ain't no lie.
Let's go Rabbit. Sell Beaver.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye, friend.
Is Chipmunk good? I'm so confused by this unit.
Yeah, like it feels like you want good food in your stores, and without level 4, the only best food we can really get is Salad Bowl. So what it does is set up for more utilization of Rabbit. This is a plan to just put stats on board using spells, which I'm fine with trying.
We've never tried it, you know. The best way to figure out if it's effective at all is to try to make it effective. Do you lock the Salad Bowl?
I think we have to cast the Salad Bowl.
And then play the thing and then just lock the store. Excuse me.
All good.
That's a big fish, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
It is.
Do we want some garlic armor? Garlic armor, like maybe we should have casted a turn ago, but at around this point, garlic armor might genuinely win a round or 2 for us. And if it wins a round or 2, it might be worth 3.
What unit can hold it happily?
The fish. Just put it on the front line. Might let it trade one more time, you know?
I worry that the fish is going to have
on
to
its
go
way
off board
out
soon.
I agree. This is very much like this only works for a turn or 2. And then we complete the fish, we get a win out of it, and then we sell it off and we move on.
If you're happy with
Food
it,
for
I'll do
thought.
it. I'm anchored a little this way, but that is also kind of like, you know, a sunk cost fallacy if we already have the rabbit.
And sounds so good. Oh, yeah. I mean, we can. You're saying.
I think when we end this turn, it will refresh our store, and there will only still in that store be 2. At least this is a memory I have of how it used to work. I think there will only be 2 spell slots in that store. So if we lock more than that many spells, it will only keep 2 of them.
Oh, that's wacky. But what about that meat? That's not even a real slot.
Yeah. This is a unique store that's generated by Squirrel being able to go. This is.
I am so curious to see what happens here. Yeah, just leave this and end it. I'm so curious. Like, is it going to jump over
that,
to
we
the
can even
right?
check.
Science, for science.
Exactly. This is about learning. It's been about learning since the start.
It always has been.
Now.
Do not betray the science. Empower it. Freaking bus.
Man,
Oh,
this
they've already
is
got.
so powerful.
I think that this is just a game about getting very lucky and never not getting lucky.
It certainly feels like that, maybe over the last 2 matches at least. Oh boy.
Like, the enemy's build is just absurdly stronger than ours. It's not close. It is not close. We are either playing terribly. Wow, look at that. That's cool. It did move them. Hey, snail. We're either playing terribly or alternatively, question mark, question mark, question mark. So how about, hear me out. How about we're going pure economy play. Pure economy play. It's sell the chipmunk, buy the snail, except do we also want to buy peacock or turtle here? Big money strats. Sell the squirrel, sell the pig, give up on the triple pig, buy turtle or peacock, probably turtle, buy snail. We've sold for a total of 3 gold. We've spent a total of 6 gold. So we're 3 down. We're at 7. And then salad. And then see where we're at, salad or garlic. It's a massive strengthening of our board. It starts to rotate us out.
I like it. Part of me was like, how can we get a shrimp in there? Because that's extra health. But I think that's so little effect. So
it's just hard to afford. Yeah.
That is squirrel, pig off board, peacock, snail on board, cast the salad, and then we have the other choice available.
Peacock or turtle, like I said, and I think turtle is something that we can take advantage of for a while.
I think turtle is nice here. The fact that peacock can get extra health from rabbit as well as from these, and then also benefits from garlic, is something that's pushing me a little in its direction. But I do worry again that it's getting worse right now rather than better.
Yeah. Whereas turtle, like, just putting melon armor on a carry is something that we can probably get away with for a while, and in the worst case, eventually we fainting pill it, right? And it's a nice thing to take stats. What we don't want is a lot of these stats to go on the on the rabbit, because we want rabbit to give buffs to the rest of the board and then get out of the way.
I think we should cast one of the salad bowl first, because obviously snail doesn't want those stats.
Right. Oh my gosh, the dog is only a 6/8. Actually, I feel like we've invested in this dog a lot. Is dog bait? It's not big enough.
It feels a lot better when you get, more dogs. more than one.
Or a mix, right? Like if you're also doing resummon stuff, then you've got some stats from out and then some stats from in. And with those things combined, it pulls its weight, right? But when you're not resummoning at all, this is just a 6/8, which we can almost buy at this point. Dog. Maybe dog's bait. Hard to say. Snail's not bait.
I think we should probably go for the salad bowl first.
Yeah.
That's exactly who I didn't want it to go on, because they don't get the plus health from it.
It's okay. That's a big fish. Since we didn't buy peacock, and given our current status, do we unlock this garlic and just do a big roll?
I am so unimpressed.
It definitely doesn't make a 25-25, which seems to be the opposition. How do you make a 25-25 on turn 3?
Synergy.
Am I Pregante? Am I Preganin it?
How do you lose a Luigi board? They get the melon armor. I get the melon armor as well. They use the... Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's a melon. Everybody's melon. Surely we'll win. Smile. Dog first. Dog.
Come on!
We made a turtle. That's so unlucky. What? That's horribly unlucky, dude. Oh, no. Salty run back? Never happened? Play again?
Salty
Speed
run
round?
back. Never happened.
Salty run back?
So we got...
Real talk though, have you ever won this game?
Yes. Yeah, I've
This
collected...
is wildly variable.
I've collected a few crowns, but definitely most
Really?
of mine are your 5s to 6s kind of ish.
5s to 6s? What do you mean?
As in 5 to 6 wins before you turf out. Although, that is the thing. I played this back when it was, you know, just introduced and they'd taken down the versus mode and they were having a couple issues with the non-asynchronous mode. I feel like what I've done is left at that point and I've come back and gone, okay, I'll make the same plays, and the community is like, that doesn't work anymore, Rhaps. That is an outdated key.
Just, like, what's weird is our first run was all about stats, and sometimes it wasn't even enough. And so we're like, okay, let's combine it with some more, like, you know, maneuverable strategies.
Mm-hmm.
And do you like just put the pony on the board too, and we're doing like fish, mosquito, pony things? Or you put the cricket on the board and lock the ponies?
Yeah, that's the consideration, right?
Cricket's definitely the one that wins this round, right?
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely get the sense that people's boards are really, really strong. And they're in this position to where they not only are making on like round 7 these 2020s, but they also have pieces that clearly are synergistic and that can build towards a strong mid and late game. And that's the thing. That's what's wild, is that it felt to me at first like people would have to make a decision between, do I want to be, you know, right? Like, am I trying to be strong now, or do I want to have an easy synergy to build around? And they kind of are doing both.
Yeah.
Like, look at that opponent's board. It was just big already. Granted, that was round 1. I mean, could have gone either way.
I was expecting a similar decision to have to be made at some point. Do you want to throw a... Oh, I mean, we probably just lock that and then roll, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's a strong play. Yeah, I think we just cast it. This looks familiar.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's dense.
Been here before? The backwards heads. That sounds dangerous. Oh boy.
We did it to them. We've been on the other side of this before. We've never been on this side.
And it hurts. It hurts bad to be on the other side of this. And this time, baby, I'll be pony proof. Tier 2 animals unlocked. Winning strategy. Salty run back. Never fails. Bet on combining pony. Combine the pony. Put the cricket. Roll. Hit pony. Never lucky. Always lucky.
We salty ran back. It would be inappropriate if we didn't use salty run back strats. There we go.
Hit the pony. Never miss. Is that double spider?
That's double spider.
Kanga was a carry for me in one game. Kanga Dodo, but it's not summon. Is it? Well, actually, resummon stats work okay with Kanga, don't they? Oh, yeah. Kanga.
Kanga's totally fine with those. So as long as 2 units in front of an attack, which they will, it's good enough. That gets, you know, +4/+4. Only goes up from there.
Do we bother with the roll here? I mean, yeah, you do, right?
Onwards to victory. This
is the way to win, is to not waste any economy with rolling, because you just always hit exactly what you want.
The strat is to simply get the right things, you see.
And not get the wrong ones.
Ooh, I really do want
to because the game doesn't have a timer. Okay, real talk. I'm about to get real meta and abstract, right? You would think that because there's no timer, it would encourage people to take a long time to carefully think out their turns and try to produce the strongest thing they can in order to maximize the chance of winning any individual run. But also, I know people. There's no timer either way. So you can just spam games real hard until you omega high roll. And I actually think that that is probably the direction of the game. Because there's no timer and there's no ranking system, I suspect that very many players in the player base are just slamming their face against the keyboard until they finally hit the thing which will win, and then they win with it. Thoughts, analyses?
I think that people were doing that back when I was playing.
Really?
And I think what's happening now is, tier lists and people have made content on the game and things like that. And so people are still kind of doing that, but with a side of just like standard operating. Like this, you see this unit, you take this unit in this instance. You see this combo
So
of
it's
these
like,
two units, you take them. So there's like
it's like
strong
when
plays
people were trying to
mixed in
make
with
money
it.
on internet poker, and so they're like, I know the strong plays, and now I play 50 games at once. I've got my standard operating procedure.
Yeah, I
Now
mean, look,
open
you just
every
set up a
Super
whole
Auto Pets
botnet.
game.
I like the idea of keeping the turtle and sleeping pill to give the kangaroo the ability to attack twice. It's 4 gold.
But ooh, 4 gold to get melon armor early, basically, right? Is really what we're doing there. Do you ever, like, if you upgrade Spider, what does it give you?
So the tier 3 pet that it gives you is summoned as a 4/4 then. And obviously it joins the spider stats.
Would you ever do that and then fainting pill that, or is that just not worth? It also gets permanent damage from the pony.
It won't get permanent damage from the pony. Because the pony's damage says I leave at the end of battle. So that debuff or that buff will disappear eventually.
With fainting pill.
Yeah. Even if this happens out of battle, the horse still says at end of battle it's gone.
Whack. Yeah. Okay. I didn't. You even said it, and I looked at it, and it still didn't register.
It's because it's the only thing in the entire game that does it that way. Which it
Why
makes sense.
is it?
Well, because if it gave out any permanent statistics, it would not be available on turn 1. You can't do it. It's not possible.
Yeah. Just 2 stonks. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Roll. Looks like things. Definitely is stuff. If we spend several rounds thinking hard and dying, and then we win this one, but if the enemy boards look like this, why are there so many fish? And why is their board so big?
Under the sea. I mean, we will win. It's not a problem for us at all.
Only fish.
Turtle turning up early.
Wow. Just simply get the good 3s. Spider kind of over contributing. I'm feeling pretty good about that unit. Every time we fielded it, I've been impressed by what it makes. Like, I haven't seen a single hit where I'm like, wow, that was a bummer.
Alright.
Chombo. You want to do it now and just trust the roll? Yeah. Always hit your hits. Never miss.
Well, that was the plan, was it not?
It was the plan.
I don't think we could make a contingency play of locking the cupcake, because that with the kangaroo would be happy.
Would be looking pretty freaking nice. Yeah. Wow. There's another kangaroo too, huh? What if we put a kangaroo behind our existing kangaroo? Because it will attack twice.
Huh? Yeah, I'll do it.
And
Man,
that's
are
just
we
like
seriously gonna avoid a whale in this build?
I'm just like, sometimes whale's great, but it's really hard on your board.
But whale is another attack.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what it is.
Okay.
I think we have to sell the cricket. So we take the kangaroo and we put the kangaroo behind the other kangaroo, and then we put the whale behind the spider. And then the whale has the spider inside, which has another unit inside. So that's 3 attacks for the kangaroo to get any buffs. And then when they end up joining, that's 12-12. And we have like a trajectory. This, unless we're going to continue getting more crickets, this is like...
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Contributing to the 3 too, I think, is mostly bait. It's just so much economy. It feeds into the bison, but I didn't feel like the bison was strong enough. You remembered.
I did.
So hard.
You have to hold it down
actually
just
so
a little longer.
Hard. Yeah. You know what I surprisingly liked quite a lot when I ran it one time?
The
badger.
Yeah. So
Backline badger. Honey badger don't care. It
so
just saves you lives.
what exactly was Badger's ability again? I don't remember its text off the top of my head.
It's when it dies, it does 5 damage in both directions. So if you have a unit behind it, it will kill it. If it gets dead in the middle, it'll just nuke your team. But it will, if it's in the front, it hits the enemy. And so what I really liked as just a securing play was backline badger and even honey badger, who do not care. You put a honey on badger, it's almost always just clears the enemy line, and then sometimes just gets you cheeky wins, you know? And you're playing into the odds game there. You're definitely, but what is this other than an odds game?
Exactly. Oh, yes. I think this is something. I think we're cooking with gas, baby.
Large dollar.
Very
Big money dollar.
I think we just join them now.
So,
I don't think we try and wait, do we?
We join summon into the empty slot to get the pony buff. Join. Roll. Trust the roll.
I'm not entirely against Salad Bowl in this instance because that, like all of them are staying.
Yeah, lock it in. Oh, we can do Hippo right now in Salad, right? Like,
yeah,
early enough, right? And it helps us with enemy summon builds.
Exactly, right. Get a little counter to those. Lock you and see what we can get, and then probably just cast you.
I like that. Pretty decent hits. Spoder was not great, I guess, huh? Because of the whale, but
yeah, it's not incredible,
but it's okay.
Ooh, running down on the board again. Oh, they get out.
Oh, is that an enemy running down on the board? So how does the matchmaking work? How does it decide who you have to fight against?
I don't know. Like, is it another person who's logging up at the same time? It doesn't feel like it waits for that. Does it just give you an instance of another player at that turn? Are you ever really compete? Can a bunch of people compete against GHFDK, HKFDSL, the Desperate Hikers?
Does it only get one match? Yeah, right? It can't just get one match because then you could end up in positions to where you don't have enough match 7s, right? So it must be willing to use the same one several times. By the way, our whale spit out a spider that spit out a sheep that spit out ram, which is pretty gross that that's something that can happen there for our Kanga. Are we going for a level 3 Kanga?
I think level 3 Kanga isn't bad. I think Pear goes on the Hippo.
And just commit to the bit.
I think if we just give him stats for a while, he will carry.
Do you lock it to be able to do rolls, or do you just commit? And that way we can hit more pairs. Well, but I'm saying, like,
get more pair.
If we're really just committing to this until we're saying we will spend our money on this until level up, right? Until level 5 to hit whatever our big next hit is. Dude, that's so nuts.
I think it'll work.
Do we need to give it some kind of buff then? Like, does it need like a melon armor or something?
Oh god, that dog is too big.
That's a big dog. A garlic armor would be particularly good, yeah. Man, that dog's gonna. Thankfully, we've got the melon armor, but
yeah, no lie. Oh,
but
what Spider could do? Spider could win this. Yep, Spider got it, baby. He's always hit and never don't hit. Well, oh no, it's got garlic armor. It's not enough.
Yeah,
it's got garlic. Oh my god, dog can't get too. We simply cannot defeat the squad.
God.
That's fine. That was a huge dog. Maybe the largest dog I've ever seen. One of the goodiest boys. Kanga's in. Dodo ever? No Dodo. I don't know about this Hippo, man. I had such. Oh, wait. Do we wait a turn? That's level 6.
Do we wait a turn? Boy,
it's gotta be. It's gotta be, and then just buy the 2 food. Put him on the kangaroo. I think the Hippo is bait. You're committed?
I think the Hippo is bait until it isn't, and I'm hoping that it's about to demonstrate any of that. Okay, that might be a little bit of it. We lost our unfortunate there. Okay.
Truly,
down.
but we got to 2 for 1 for the hippo.
3 for
3
1.
for 1? Whew, big boy.
Yeah.
You did promise.
I did promise.
You didn't lie.
Ram.
It's always sheep. Just always hit and never don't hit. I mean, I've been saying the same thing the whole time. Salty run
I
back.
mustn't have believed. I believe in my bones now. Oh, we even get
Chocolate. Whoa. That means we could level up the spider this way, which is kind of tempting, but let's see the level 6. Gorilla, 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 gorilla. But the coconut shield would take over, so you don't put a buff on this. You basically need gorilla to start with a melon and then to have big stats, right? And then it can 2 or 3 for 1 pretty frequently.
Yeah, it feels like you want to be able to give it stats at the time you take it as well.
Maybe we just can't afford this.
Do we lock this or immediately just throw it at the spider and go, okay, do we see another 6 that's worthwhile?
Why? What are we upgrading the spider to do here? To see another 6?
See a 6.
Will it show up in the spell slot?
It will take any blank spot as far as I'm aware.
Okay. Okay. We can do better than gorilla, I think. No, we can't. We're only gorilla. Is this a sign to experiment? Like, do we replace pony right now with just gorillas, actually?
That's the question, right? I think we do.
Because there's only so much resummoning that we're doing, and pony's becoming a liability. And now if we see a chocolate, we can have a bigger gorilla.
Man, we are going to need
Although
to do
chocolate's pretty rare, right?
Chocolate seems rare until you look for it, and then it's everywhere, and everyone's level 3 instantly.
Until you fight the enemy.
Yeah.
For you, no chocolate ever. Okay, it is. You are in the you are in the Siberian tundra, but the enemies are in the Wonka factory, as far as you can tell.
Yeah,
they're
exactly.
just literally swimming in it.
I was going to go with the I'm Charlie bucket situation, but
We got it.
Oh, they even gave us a dirty rat about it. Wait, hang on. Dirty rat says friend ahead attacks. Deal it 2 damage. The dirty rat is actually, it has an ability.
Oh, it's betraying us.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay, that's what it says. Is it will betray you? But we've never seen it, so we didn't know how it works.
Yeah, I just figured that them having it was the betrayal.
Okay, so it is an actual betrayal. Who do you want to put splash attack on? The hippo?
I mean, kind of the hippo, but I think the hippo is replaced relatively soon anyway as well.
The splash attack on the hippo, if it knocks something out, would count as a knockout, right? But yeah,
It would,
I
but it
agree.
needs to live through the initial attack for it to still grow.
Roll all of it. Chocolate, always hit, never miss. What was Dugong again? I forgot.
So
I can't
eats
remember
shop
this one.
food. It will give 2 random friends +1/+1.
But it has to eat the food, and we can't feed it.
Yeah.
What do we want to hit?
We want to give stats to the gorilla. We want, more whales. Our tolerance is really low right now. That's a good point.
So then do we just cupcake the gorilla?
Yeah, I could cupcake the gorilla, definitely.
I mean, like, are we just trying to lie, cheat, and steal until we can actually see level 6s? Is that basically it?
Seeing level 6s is nice. Seeing more spells, things that upgrade and things like that would be particularly nice as well.
Rhino?
The monkey is... so this rhino also has knockout. Deal 4 damage to the first enemy, which does chain. So it can just knock out multiple times off the course of that. But this monkey, it's very late.
With the gorilla.
But it's growth for the gorilla.
That might be
to
worth,
replace it on board really soon as well.
Yeah, so it's a lot of it. We're basically going to get 1 or 2 rounds max out of it, so probably not. We'd rather just buy food, especially now when the food's gotten so good. Turkey, where have you been all my life in the past? We could still do it.
Absolutely could still do it.
If we think we're staying in whale. And like the nice thing here is that it's just whale spider. Like we only need 2 slots for all of our summoning, basically. And then eventually we could maybe replace spider with some other multi-summon situation, but for now, this is just good enough, right? What are you thinking about that cow?
I'm just thinking about ways to give permanent stats to the gorilla so it's more likely to be able to gain its coconut shield and be able to actually hit 2 times.
Well, temp stats too are a thing, right? Like, can anything give it enough temp health? Or just even a temp shield, right?
Not that I'm aware of for temp health.
Okay. But yeah, but cow, I mean, what can we replace on this board? Oh my gosh, it's so many freaking cows, dude.
So many cows.
Like we've gotta. What are we gonna replace? Kanga? We can't.
We can't replace Kanga. We lose if we do that. It'd be turkey?
Is it ever whale?
Man, what if it is whale?
Right? Because then at least we can put another resummon in that slot. But then that does knock Kanga down a little bit.
If we're getting rid of whale, then turkey is already feeling like, hey, I should also probably leave too. Like, that's why I was here.
yeah. But at the same time, you got to wonder. Like the double cow, it's got to be good with what we're doing with gorilla, right? It's got to be good. Or are we being baited?
To it for 4 gold plus 8/8. 4 gold and 1 open slot plus 8/8. Yeah, we cast that spell every time.
So good. You cast that spell every time. I mean, we already said 3 gold 4/4 is like the best you could expect, and we're about to get 4 gold 8/8. That's insane. Oh no, Bambi, quit it. This unit. Too frustrating to live. Oh, we made a turtle.
I'll take the armor.
Coconut. Boom. Bambi's back. We get to take on me. Take me on.
Melon armor, so we get an extra attack for the sake of the kangaroo behind. Everyone's happy about this. We've got a melon armor, they've got a melon armor, but both of us got a melon armor. That means we coming out on top.
Yep.
They propagate death too, but we're done. Yeah.
Everybody dies.
We knocked over their melon armor there as well. We did enough damage to do it. We're 3 rounds from victory right now, too.
Your salty run back never fails. So what are we doing?
I think you're right.
So do we buy the canned food before we put and then keep the cows? Probably not, right?
I don't think we can do that.
I don't think so. I think it's too late. Cow on board. Biggest, buffest gorilla.
So that will still count as a buy trigger to put it over the top of this cow, but it would only sell for 1 gold.
Yeah. And I think we want to be able to roll into something better, right? Like a gorilla. Believe?
I did. Unfortunately, it didn't work out in this instance, but it worked out now.
Not.
Hey, technically.
That's a turkey.
Well, I mean, it's a gorilla.
Oh, God, I didn't even notice that. That's a gorilla. Oh, I wish we could sell to put the turkey in right now, too. We probably lock it, right? Or are we not doing turkey? Oh, snake is so good, dude.
Okay, I have a pitch.
Uh-huh.
Oh, God.
Hit me. We have a life.
It's sell cow and the turkey to put snake on board. Snake says friend ahead attacks deal 5 damage to a random enemy minion. And we put that either behind a kangaroo who definitely attacks at least 2 times or just behind the gorilla and we're looking for it to
in the beginning
trigger. Yeah.
Shred the enemy, get rid of enemies like shields. I freaking love it. And in the worst case, we lose this round, which we can afford, and we've set up to a true end game board.
Yeah,
in the best case. Our crazy powerful units just win. It's possible. It could happen. This gorilla is...
Okay, well, no.
That's pretty rude, I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty much just gonna delete us. There was never really much of a hope here, but what are you gonna do? Oh, they have the tiger. Is every endgame build tiger?
Tiger, because it just amplifies the ability of the person directly ahead of it, it just fits into everything, kind of.
Yeah. That makes sense. It's kind of a joker. So yeah, it's not so much that every in-game build is Tiger. It's that every in-game build wants to do what it's doing better. And Tiger helps it do that.
It's got the same kind of like Echo Wood situation there as well.
Yep. We've talked about that a fair bit.
I think we'll take this roll.
What's our hit?
More stats on Gorilla is a good hit.
Turtle? In front of Gorilla?
Mm. Tail in front of gorilla.
It puts something on the board. It's a fainting spell target.
I like it.
In case we hit a 6 that's better. It's something. It's definitely something.
I like it. Do you want to
Okay.
also take canned food or roll? Because I'm thinking pear goes on the gorilla as well.
Yeah, we could just do all 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because that also makes the turtle, meaningfully impactful. And then it's way easier to fit in future, like the 6 we hit next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a chance, or are we not strong enough for the last 2 fights?
I think there's totally a chance. I think things like Scorpion that has an extra life. It's a 9/10 that comes back as a 1/1. Neither of those has a poison attack.
Oops.
Sorry about it, bud. You'll still kill us you just
to be clear, you have deleted us
in a compensatory fashion. You will win.
GG, Rhaps.
GGT.
It deeply upsets me that our best round was the one where we just randomly made decisions that seemed good with very little analysis. But you know what? Maybe that's the game.
Yeah,
or maybe that's the state of our knowledge.
I think that is the state of our knowledge. And I think that has...
Yeah.
I think doing that... And also, it's worth noting, this effectively is the culmination of the kind of attempted run that we tried to do a couple times before, right? It used tools from those runs.
It's true. We've been learning. Absolutely.
And, I mean, it's a better performance. The late game is definitely something we hadn't accessed really before. And the late game is going to definitely have its own meta. Like, apparently, Scorpion with extra life is good. But, I mean, that...
Dude, you know what I really want to do? How long did that round take?
26.
Like 20-ish? Okay. What I think would be awesome is if you're doing 20-minute rounds, how long does it take you to do just 50? 20-minute rounds,
so
5, 10, 100, 1,000? 1,000 minutes. How much is that?
So 3 to an hour, and then
hours?
you go with the multiplicative of 50, the nearest multiplicative for 3. Oh god, it was like 48, and it was like, no, it's not 48. 45? Oh, it's 48. Yeah, so it's 16 instances, so it's 16 hours, and just a bit more. 16 hours and 40 minutes.
So, in other words, in theory, you could do this in 2 to 3 streams. You could knock out 50 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
That's got to be one of the most effective ways to just get learnt.
Oh yeah,
as long as you're recording anything from those runs at all.
Not necessarily, because like a lot of what I will do with a game like this, if I'm ramping up to put it on the channel, is just here's 50 hours in this week that I'm not working, that it's downtime or it's work / other time. I'm just gonna play enough rounds of this game that I get enough of a data pool to start working out from there. Like my story. Your Storybook Brawl trajectory, like when you started playing and then moved up, was way steeper than mine. I started mine a lot earlier and just played a lot of matches to try and get enough of a base that I was like,
it's been tough. People are getting a lot better.
They are.
People are getting a lot better at that game. I definitely get the sense that I need to do some weeks to where it's like all that I do, right? I mean, within reason, obviously resting and eating and taking care of myself, but you just like focused. Yeah,
I definitely agree. I feel like I also had that experience. Obviously, we're talking about Storybook Brawl now, which is
but they're all interrelated though. That's the thing. This is not about the game versus the game. It's about the game with the game. Yes. Synergistic learning, right?
Yeah, exactly.
They relate to each other.
As we talk about the learning experience and the differentials between the two, there's something there. But I was about to follow up with a point of just talking about Storybook Brawl, so I was like, I'm just about to talk about exclusively Storybook Brawl.
But still, I'm good with it.
But I found more recently, over the last 2 weeks, another wall to break through. Another oh, this is not correct anymore. The world has changed.
Yeah. And
it's happening so quickly again in that game.
Gosh, that's so true. Oh. It's been a fun one to play. Well, we'll talk about that sometime too.
So
hey, Super Auto Pets, this was a blast. I'm glad we did this. Yeah, I agree, and it's such a game of inches. I'm thinking more and more about what I said in the middle there of what amount of games are in the pool, because people can arbitrarily make games. how lucky do you need to get? In Dominion, which is a good place to go back to when you're talking about a game that has any component of, drafting and luck, right? It's the grandfather of deck builders or whatever. In Dominion, the pros say that if you expect that everyone at your table is good, which you certainly should at some point, right? You just have to expect that everybody knows what they're doing, especially in tournaments or whatever. Then you need to play to get at least a bit lucky. In other words, you can't afford to take the most conservative line. It won't beat the table because everybody at the table's good. And so you need to make a line to where you assume that you're getting at least a bit lucky. You're getting at least a bit lucky. Because if you're not getting lucky, you're losing anyway. And if you are getting lucky, then you should play into that big hit, right? The jackpot. And I'd never thought about that before. And the more I thought about it, the more I understood what it meant in terms of a competitive meta, and the more I start to see it in other games. And I definitely see it in auto battlers. If you assume that everybody in your lobby is good, then you need to set yourself up to take advantage of getting at least a little bit lucky, right? So we're starting to see the luck hits in this game, and it's hitting the level ups early, I think. That's the big one. That's the high roll.
I definitely agreed. Obviously, also, spiking into a unit that's relevant at the time, being able to play around, those kinds of. But one thing that reminds me of is in other games, like not necessarily manual. What's like a good example of a game that uses this terminology specifically? Like Hearthstone. I played a lot of Hearthstone in my time. I played a huge amount of Arena. And any card game like Hearthstone, Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, etc. Each round is a new state that you need to assess from top down. And a lot of times you'll get to a certain point where you look at your resources and you're like, okay, conservative play will no longer win me this game. And that's the point where you're like, okay, what are my outs? Exactly. And when you're looking for your outs, you're assessing usually, when you're doing a desperation assessment of your outs, you're assessing, okay, what is the 251, like 1 over 251 that this summons the random minion that clears the board and things like that. And when you leave yourself open to those, you have the ability to hit them far more often.
You win just a little bit more. Storybook Brawl, the same with, if this happens to hit the right thing, then I can beat the enemy's in-game comp, right? That crown play, the classic, like, I need this Cupid or this Dusa to do exactly the right thing. That's funny. I never thought about 5%. Playing to your outs is something I've said a lot of times, and I never realized that that's a different face of the same coin of setting yourself up to get lucky. Setting yourself up to get lucky, I'm usually thinking of early in the game in terms of snowballing to victory, and playing to your outs is later in the game, which is what are the remaining plays that can still win, right? But they're two faces of the same coin.
Exactly. It's a proactive and reactive version of a similar kind of line of play and analysis.
Yeah.
For the moment, though, Teak.
Brilliant.
Because,
by the way,
sorry?
Glad to be back. I'm so glad that you had a productive, time off, and that both of us have had a chance to stew in our creative juices. And I'm just glad to, be on camera with you and working on this stuff. It's so much fun. This was a great re-entry, I think.
I could not agree more. For the moment,
thank you.
My name is Rhapsody. His name has been Sneaky Teak. This has been Super Auto Pets. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all. The links in the description and all those kinds of things. Hopefully we've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.